5th year living here in Austin. So, Austin is the place where I went to college. I got my first job in tech. I met my wife, and 3 months ago, we had our son. It's also, yeah, okay, you can offer that. It's pretty cute. It's also the place where last December, thanks in part to the encouragement of many of the business leaders in this room, I bravely co-founded a startup that helps companies do good in this world. And so I want to thank my business partner, Jackie, who's here tonight. We are a proud, woman-owned, Hispanic-owned, LGBTQ-owned startup here in town. So if you can't tell, Austin's pretty important to me, both personally and professionally. But our city and state is far from perfect. And companies here are navigating increasingly choppy economic, social, and political waves. Do you see what I did there, Captain Sandy? Navigating waves? I tied it in, girl. But in all seriousness, I know that for many of us in this room, things are tough. In fact, did you know that 58% of CEOs have been threatened online for taking a stand on a political or racial issue? But what's even, to me, seemingly more surprising is 40% have been threatened online for remaining silent. So what that tells me is that both action and inaction in today's world pose business and personal risk. And we don't have to look too far to see a prime case study of this. The not-so-magical ride of our friends at Disney in Florida battling DeSantis have proven that the threat of corporate political retaliation by state legislators is real. It also showcased the power that employees and customers and investors have in holding companies accountable to how we treat people and the planet. We're no longer just judged by what's on our balance sheets. Plus, there are too many challenges to ignore. Right now, many of you in this room are in opposition with those trying to eliminate the notion of historical racism from your corporate DEI programs. There are those trying to silence information about our community in our schools. There are those trying to deny appropriate health care to transgender people. And there are those who directly are causing us mental and physical harm. And normally, at a time like this, in a speech like this, I would say, but we're not gonna give up the fight. However, in our polarized nation, I really don't think more fighting is the answer. A point that is proven in the recent fact the Respect for Marriage Act was passed with bipartisan support in both the Senate and the House. Now is the time for everybody in this room to come together. I've seen firsthand the power of this business group collaborating when we have united goals. I ate free pizza with many of you at RAIN in 2015 when SCOTUS struck down states' bans on same-sex marriage. I stood alongside many of you on the steps of the Capitol in 2017 as we defeated the bathroom bill. And I promise that I will be with you in whatever is to come, because I believe in our collective power and ability as corporate leaders to make a real impact. Recently, my friend and colleague Mark Solomon and I were talking, and he said to me, you know, I've always looked at those who are conflicted with the LGBT community, not as opposition, but as individuals who aren't with us yet. And that we simply need to keep engaging to help them along. And our chamber is that perfect spot for engaging. By our very nature, we are bipartisan, we are economically focused, and we are socially minded. We are what's needed to ensure stable, democratic systems so that everyone can innovate and prosper. So I want to thank you, I want to thank your companies for your continuous contributions to not only our chamber, but to our community. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And speaking of contributions, it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage one of the fine members of Austin's creative economy, Jomar Valentine.